Welcome to my tutorial for the web tool Story Creator 2. To start, this is the main page where most of your work will occur. This big white space will have two parts to it. One will be the images and of course the text. Now at the bottom here, this is where the text will go. Now I've copied and pasted what I want to put in there already, and then I'll let you finish it off. But most students are interested in the images. So on the right hand side, this is where your backgrounds, images, and other items that you want to add are located. They all have the same features. Let's do the background first. So if I want to access the backgrounds, I could use the arrows to go one by one through them. When I do that, you can see that this little slider moves, which again allows me to go through the backgrounds. Or if I want to see them all at once, click on the eyeball and then you can see the backgrounds in a much quicker fashion. Let's click on that one. Let's click on this gentleman here. Again, you can see all the options are available to you. We'll click on this fire. Now, one thing you'll notice here is that the fire is way too big. We need to be able to adjust that size. So any object that has a red lining around it allows you to adjust it. So again, on the right hand side, here's the scale, which allows me to make any object bigger or smaller. I can also rotate that object, or I can just flip it. Another option that I have, let's just move this guy over here, you'll see that the gentleman is behind the fire. If I want to bring him to the front, I can click on one of these two items. If I don't like the gentleman at all, I can delete him. Of course, I like the gentleman, so I'm going to put him back there. I can also add text of various sorts. I'll show you all the items there. I can also upload a picture, and I've already uploaded some pictures, so I'll just show you what I have. Now again, this object is too big, so we'll have to make him much smaller. I'm not worried about the storyline here, I just want to show you how these things work. I can also do sound effects. Now sound effects won't work if I don't have an object selected, so click on sound effects. There's three ways that you can add sound effects. One is through their sound library. The other is to upload a sound from your computer, or you can directly record one. Now I'm not going to do that because I'll get some feedback, but just so you know, that's how that goes. And those are all the options on the right hand side. Now let's talk about the options that you'll have at the top here. You can record your story, and you can see that the volume meter here is mimicking my voice. The other thing is you can preview, and let's take a look at what that would look like. You'll notice here that the auto is on, so the frames will flip over on their own. You can click that off and advance them at your own speed if you wish. A couple more items that we need to draw your attention to. One, when I'm ready, I can save my story. This is where the title, you'll notice in the preview that I didn't have a title. Now I will. Another thing that you'll notice is that you can load up your stories now. When my story is ready, this is important, your teacher will want you to do this, is you can submit. Now once you submit, you cannot get your story back. So make sure 110% that you have your good copy done. Another thing I want to show you is this is your working page, but if you want to select frame or storyboard, all your frames within each chapter will show up. So it's important to note that you have 10 chapters with 9 frames per chapter, so you could make a story with 90 frames in it if you so choose. So let's go back. You'll see in chapter 2 I have a frame, and then chapter 3, so I bypassed that when I showed you the preview, but you would definitely want to add that in if you wanted to have a longer story. And those are the basic features for Story Creator 2. I hope you enjoy creating your first myth.